Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to Sneaker Stories. As always, I'm your host Chris Jack. It has been a hell of a long time, but we're back today with one of the best releases of 2021, the Nike Air Max 1 X Patta on the Monarch colorway. Without further ado, let's check them out. Alright, so if you're wondering where I've been and why I've been so quiet around the channel, the shop over here that we have in Cape Town, South Africa, Story, which is our aftermarket marketplace, has just been insanely busy. We've been expanding at a rapid pace. It's been super exciting, growing the team here, but it's just become this massive thing, a lot bigger, a lot faster than I ever expected. So shout out to all of you guys that have been supporting Story, whether you are buying or selling or anything through the platform that we've created here. I really do appreciate it. But we're back onto the reviews and we're going to try be as consistent as possible again now that we've kind of plugged a few holes that we needed to plug with the store over here, and we've got really awesome pairs to look forward to here on Sneaker Stories Review. But the pair that I've been looking forward to the most for quite some time, ever since the leak photos came out, was the reimagination of the Air Max 1 done by iconic Air Max 1 collaborating partners, Patta. For those of you that don't know, Patta is a store based in Amsterdam. They do have stores in a couple of different places though, but they are iconic for their Air Max 1 collaborations. We've seen really insane pairs like the Cherry Wood, the Purple Denim, and my personal favorite, the Lucky Greens. But when it came to light, the Patta was back on an Air Max 1 silhouette, not only with one, not two, but maybe even, well, definitely 3 colorways now, but we'll get to that a bit later in the review. Even sneakerheads who'd kind of like grown tired of collecting or whatever just because of hype or whatever, it even piqued their interest. Like, my phone was definitely blowing up from OGs in the game, you know, like, can you get me this pair? Like, can you sort that out? Or when is it releasing? All the different questions you'd get around a big release as this. But to cut to the short of it, on the 8th of October, Patta released these exclusively via their online store. There were rumored to be around 20,000 pairs there, which is a pretty decent amount of these, and people didn't really know if they're going to be like crazy expensive in the aftermarket or if they were just going to be another clot Air Max 1 which was completely flooded the market, and they're not really worth that much or anything. And I have spoken about that in past reviews before, where they do something like that, they bring back something iconic, mildly tweak it for today's current age, and it just like kind of kills the desire, or at least the hype, if I can use that word on this particular instance, of something that was so desirable for so many people way back then. But this is a bit of a different case here with the Patta. They're not bringing back anything or like retroing anything for that matter. They've completely looked at a different way of how they can bring their story into the design of the Air Max 1, and that is with the wavy mudguard that we see here. That's like the most sort of like iconic part of the shoe. It, for me, completely makes this an instant classic. It's something that hasn't changed the Air Max 1 too much, but it's added this completely unique patterning to the shoe, which is obviously an iconic shoe itself as well. So shortly thereafter, the 8th of October, they had a global release on the 15th of October. Now, South Africa, we were shunted on this one. Unfortunately, we only got it on sneakers, but that said, I do know a couple of people, actually quite a lot of people, that were able to get their hands on a W from sneakers, which is quite a rare occurrence. Like, if we're honest, I know everyone struggles with sneakers all around the world, but in South Africa, I do believe it is extra difficult. So it would basically say that the numbers were quite high on this, just judging by the number of W's out there, but it doesn't make this particular release any less desirable in my opinion. Now, Shelf Life, local retailer here in South Africa, did tease that they were going to be getting the Monarch colorway, but they later re-updated that, saying they've got good news and bad news. And the bad news was a thumbs down to this colorway, and the good news was a thumbs up to the next colorway, the Noise Aqua. And we're going to speak a little bit about colors before I get into the details of the shoe, and I want to refer to the box over here, which is some kind of like treasure map to the colorways that are releasing as part of the pack. So the first colorway, obviously the Monarch, and then when you look at the box over here, which is a beautiful completely custom box for this release, you will notice you've got the second colorway over here in the Nike swoosh logo, which is the Noise Aqua colorway. That particular pair releases tomorrow. I don't know when you're going to see this. You're probably going to see this tonight, so it will still be tomorrow. that it's going to release at Shelf Life, Archive, and Jack Lemkus locally here in South Africa, and I think probably on sneakers as well globally for $160 or 2,999 Rand. But back just to finish the box over here, you've obviously got the Monarch colorway, the Noise Aqua colorway, and then when you go to the side of the box, you've got this magenta kind of burgundy pinkish colorway in a graphic that's with a palm tree, and it says Lobo Libby there. I don't actually know what that means, but I do know that there is a third colorway, which is quite a different material makeup to what we have on the Monarch and Noise Aqua. It looks like that. It's a pretty impressive one. There were rumors, are those going to be friends and family? But I think it has kind of been confirmed now that those are going to be releasing as well. But further to that, if you look at the rest of the coloration on the box, you've got this sort of foiled metallic silver, where it basically says Patta got love for all, and then get familiar on that side as well. And then just when you lift up the box, it says Team Patta there on the front. Now there is rumors that there's a fourth colorway in this particular pack, and everyone's kind of been waiting, like, is there going to be a friends and family version? And right now, I mean, it's too early to say. I don't have any like concrete information on it, but it's possible that there will be like a black and gray or a black and silver colorway as well, and that might end up being a friends and family. But I guess time will tell, and we will all be staying very closely tuned to find out if that's the case. Just to show you the paper inside, you've just got white wax paper over here with a black clenched fist on it, just tying into the theme of the shoe. But overall, that is pretty much the box. Now, taking a look at the accessories, I bought this particular pair on StockX quite a while ago, and it took a hell of a long time to get here for some reason. But there was quite a bit of confusion in the beginning whether it was a special box or a not special box pair. StockX had two different listings. I went for the special box one, paid a little bit more for it at that particular time. And then right afterwards they changed it to with bracelet or without bracelet. I think the reason for the different boxes was apparently a lot of these boxes were damaged in transit, so then they had to replace it with a normal orange Nike box. I have seen that in some places like Selfridges, where some people have sent like photos of the stockroom or where the collections take place. And you can see some other boxes there. But anyway, back onto the bracelet, you get this little branded Patta Air Max bag over here. It's just a black sort of faux velvety bag with a drawstring on it. And then inside of it, you do get this co-branded Nike swoosh Patta, and it's just got the flag there as well, which is a bracelet. So people can either attach this to the shoe if they want, but most people would just put this around their wrist or their ankle just to add a little bit more flair to the look of the shoe. In my opinion, not for me. I don't really wear any things like this, but it is something nice to have and check out. I think the quality overall of this is obviously super cheap. They would have had to make like, I don't know, like 50,000 of these things, maybe more, considering they do come with the other colorways as well. So, I mean, don't hold your breath for any like crazy jewelry vibes. It's like that very, very light, cheapy silver, or I don't even know what you'd call this. What would you call it? Compressed foil, Andy says. But either way, it is a cool addition to have. I love all kind of shoes that have like anything extra with it. It just adds to the experience of owning a pair of these. But eventually, we will get to the shoe itself. The Monarch colorway here is the standard Air Wax 1 construction, with the exception of the wavy mudguard represented in the Monarch coloring. The Monarch coloring here is basically a burnt orange. There's quite a bit of confusion whether it's brown or orange, but it is somewhere in the middle. Flipping underneath to the outsole of the shoe, you've got three different colors represented here. A light sort of greeny brown, the Monarch orange and black. And then into the midsole of the shoe, I absolutely love the coloring of this. It's a cream midsole with a black bubble over there, which really just accentuates that. And the cream really matches up with the top of the shoe over here, where the tongue and the interior sock liner are done in a similar color. We do also get provided with a second set of laces here. You have a set of pure platinum laces that come laced in the shoe. I think these look absolutely beautiful as they tie up incredibly with the metallic silver and pure platinum overlays. However, this cream set of laces that they give you here will obviously match up with the midsole of the shoe, and I always like that kind of top to bottom balance that you get when you make some lace swaps. So if I just put those on top of there and show you that, you can kind of get the idea of what I'm talking about. But swinging into the toe box of the shoe, the toe mesh here is done in a metallic silver. It does have quite a hard texture to it. It just feels like robust. I know it's like normal mesh or whatever, but I don't know if it's just because it's metallic silver. psychologically making me think that it's like metal and stronger. But it does look really, really nice in the tonality of the shoe. Moving further back towards the top eyelet over here, you've got this tiny little orange eyelet over here. It's a different orange to the Monarch orange or this burnt orange that you get, but it does add a little pop of color towards the top there. And then just to show you the tongue section over here, I'm just going to undo these laces here quickly to give you a better view of it. The Patta logo at the top here is done on white with a orange Patta branding, and then the tongue itself is kind of this Nubuck suede. It's quite a soft exterior to the tongue, and then around the top of it you've got quite a nice sheen, and it's finished off really, really nicely here with a creamy sort of color stitch. Now flipping inside of the shoe, as mentioned earlier, it is this matching sort of cream color on the sock liner, and taking out the insoles, and both of them are the same if I'm not mistaken, just have the Patta and the swoosh there done in that burnt orange color set upon a cream base. Now one thing I have noticed just looking in the interior of the shoe is that the lining towards the front of the shoe, so basically behind the quarter panels here on both sides, is this kind of satin material cloth. It's something I haven't seen on any other Air Max 1, at least that I have to look at here and compare. But it's quite an interesting, it almost like encases the entire interior of the shoe. So it's obviously a backing for the mesh or something like that. But I think that would basically add a level of like warmth to the shoe, I guess. These are kind of releasing like in autumn, winter in the States and Europe. So maybe that was like a consideration for it. I don't know, it might just be something small, but I guess if you're a sneaker nerd like me, then you probably want to know about that as well. And then last but not least, just some final details here. A mini swoosh towards the forefoot on the left and right shoe there, done in a silver embroidery. And then just into the heel of both shoes, you do have the Nike Air branding, which is done in the Monarch coloring on embroidery, of course. So overall speaking, the full package here with the Nike Air Max 1 Patta in the Monarch colorway is pretty incredible. Not only are you getting an iconic shoe here in a beautiful colorway, in at least my opinion, you are getting a whole bunch of extras, including the special box, the bracelet, and just like, you know, like an all-round awesome pair of Air Max 1s for $2,999. It's a pretty good deal in my opinion, even though it is a raised price now for Air Max 1, at least locally here in South Africa. I'm not sure if in the States or in Europe you guys saw any kind of increase for this particular pair, but I think just globally speaking right now, pretty much every release that we have here has been increased from a retail price point quite considerably over the last like 6 to 12 months, and it doesn't really show like it's going to get any better at the moment. Like the whole world is kind of like in a massive logistical nightmare with shipping and all of that kind of stuff at the moment. But yeah, it's not looking good for any kind of prices on releases to really come down that much. I think there's increases in Jordan 1, there's increases in a couple of different models that have already been put into play down the line. So better buckle up and buy what's absolutely important, like these ones. If you are looking to get a pair of these, considering they won't be releasing here in South Africa, we do have a couple of pairs here at Story Cape Town. Check us out on the website www.story.capetown to purchase a pair of these. If we do not have your size, we do offer a sourcing service. All you have to do is go to the Story website, click on item request at the top of the page there, and submit exactly which pair and which size you're looking for, and my team will get back to you with a comprehensive quote, including custom shipping and all of that, a complete landed fee for you, and you can decide if it's worth it to bring a pair in for you in your size. And speaking about sizing, from a size perspective, I would recommend going true to size with this particular release. The construction to the upper of the shoe or anything hasn't changed dramatically at all, and as always, if you don't know what your actual size is or your true to size is in Air Max 1, you're welcome to come to Story here in Cape Town and try on a pair, or just go to your local retailer and try on a general release pair of Air Max 1s if they have available. But I think on the whole, it's a pretty safe bet to just go with the standard size that you take in any other shoe, and it should be pretty good on the Air Max 1. But that is it for this review of the Monarch colorway of the Patta Air Max 1. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It's been incredible to finally be back here on the reviews with you guys. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Will you be copying the Monarch colorway? Will you be going for the Noise Aqua colorway? Perhaps, which is your favorite of the two? Let me know in the comments. Let's get back online here. Thanks again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.